We got a fantastic shipment of more Proven Winners annuals today, so I thought it would be fun if you came along with me for a little unboxing. Stay tuned. Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny, and you can tell behind me that we have got 9 boxes filled with gorgeous Proven Winners annuals. If you will remember, Creekside Nursery is a grower, retail center, garden center, and we really specialize in a lot of Proven Winners annuals, shrubs, perennials, and of course other things. So this is the end of February. It is the middle of our growing season. We're getting plants in every week, multiple times a week. And in fact, this is only just one shipment of the Proven Winners annuals that we're going to receive this week. If you will remember, there are 2 nurseries that grow Proven Winners annuals that then feed out for the rest of the United States. That is 4 Star Greenhouses in Michigan and Pleasant View Gardens in New Hampshire. We get plants from both of them quite frequently. In fact, this shipment is from 4 Star. Tomorrow we have a whole pallet coming from Pleasant View. And if you stay tuned, we're going to show you all of those great plants from Pleasant View in just a little bit. So what I just thought it would be fun for you to see how these plants come to us, because they do get shipped via, this is FedEx, I believe. And so they come in these boxes. So we'll just get these boxes opened up really quick here. And there is a ton of plants in here. So you may think, oh, well, I would love to have a box at my house. And I am sure you would. We all would. But in these boxes, there are just hundreds of plants. So I want to show you what they look like. 4 Star and Pleasant View have done a great job in figuring out how to package and ship live plants across the country, because as you might imagine, it is not the easiest thing to do. It still feels like Christmas when I unbox these plants. It's like seeing old friends. You get so excited just to see everybody. So we'll start with that. That should be a good start. All right, so notice that they have all the signs on the boxes telling the delivery guys how to handle these boxes. Not that they always listen, but you know, that's a whole different story. So once you go in here, you can see that they have these compartments, and off to the side, they have a whole box full of just tags. So these are the tags that, if I can get it this way, here we go. So there you go. Some tags for these guys. So we make sure we hold on to these and do not lose these tags. So they can go over there. And then we simply have these little cubbies, compartments with, lack of a better word, these are like little hair nets. And this really helps keep the liners inside the trays so that they do not bounce around. So here we have Tropical Sunrise. I see a yes. No, Coral Sun. I do apologize. So this is the new one for this year. It made me, it looked like Tropical Sunrise. So here you go. Here is a whole tray of these beautiful things. And then if you notice on the back, these are a bigger size. So you can see where those plants are. This is what we call the 52. It's like a supernova. I think that's right, get my terms right. But it is a slightly larger plant than what we would get in like a 104 tray. So a 104 tray, basically the plant would be half of this size. So that's a really nice root system. So we're just gonna get these unboxed, and I'll stop and tell you about some of the really, well, they're all fantastic, but I will stop and tell you about some new ones. This is the Coral Sun. It's a Super Bell. It's a beautiful plant. So as I pull them out, I'm just going to stick them on the trailer behind me. So these could go, we may put some of these in 4-inch material. We may put, we're done with our hanging baskets for this year, so we're not going to put any more in hanging baskets. This is, ooh, Super Bells Over Easy. Now, again, you're looking at this and you're like, well, that's just a green plant. But the Super Bells Over Easy is one of my favorite because it reminds you of like a fried egg. So it's white on the outside and yellow, soft yellow on the inside. Oh, it is a great plant. Love it. Next, there's tons of plants. There'll be lots of flowers in here. So we have, ooh, now this is the Tropical Sunrise. Tropical Sunrise is one of the most popular ones for us. I don't know if you can hear that wind, but it's about 60 degrees today. So it's nice and warm. Clearly it's a nice sunny day here, but the wind is whipping, and I'm here in the new production greenhouse and you can hear it kind of rattling some of the plastic. Dreamsicle. Love Dreamsicle. Remember, Dreamsicle is another, it's a great Super Bell. It is a gorgeous orange. Again, right now you're like, Jenny, there's not much to it. They're green. Oh, I know, but the possibilities, they're endless. These plants are going to take up a lot of room. That's all right. Jerry was joking. He was like, honey, I think we need to build another greenhouse. We're not going to have enough room for all these plants. And he may be right. Moral Coral Sun. Got some more of that. Obviously this unboxing takes a little bit longer because I'm sitting here talking to you about it. Tons of Super Bells, and these are all in 52. Another Over Easy. And of course, if there's anything that you like that I'm talking about, it's available on the website. So you can go ahead and go and make your purchases. Lemon Slice. Lemon Slice is a beautiful white and yellow striped Super Bell. So remember, Super Bells are very similar to petunias in their habit and their growth and basically how you take care of them. The one main difference though with the Super Bell versus the petunia is Super Bells do not like to go in the ground. Petunias do great in the ground. Another Lemon Slice. Here in a minute, you're going to hear Jerry come up in the Kubota because he and Josh are working on the electronics to get the sides to go up and down. So they're going to be in here working. Tags. They went around back this time. You're gonna see them in a minute though. Ooh, Morning Star. So Morning Star is another Super Bell that I'm really excited about. I think I'm gonna use this on, or rather in the patio area. So Morning Star is a very soft pink white with a little yellow in it. To me, it's a very elegant looking Super Bell. So I'm excited to use these in some sort of combination in the patio area. It's gonna be gorgeous. Do not believe that my trailer is going to be big enough for all of these. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep unboxing these so you can watch me unbox, and then when we get to some fun stuff, then I'll come back and show you everything once they're out of their boxes. unfortunately, this happens where you will pull the tray out and then there's one little liner out. And at this stage, they all look the exact same. So now she becomes a mystery plant. So if you can find where the hole is, then that's fantastic. It's not in this tray. This is Bordeaux. So let's see if I can find the hole for this little sweet thing. No luck right now, so we'll put her off to the side. Well, this just is flat out exciting. Look who has made their grand entrance to Creekside for the 2021 growing season. All right, I'm going to test your plant knowledge. All right, based off of this bloom, let's get it in there for you. Hopefully that's nice and clear. Do you know what this is? These are pentas. So this is the pink penta. Love pentas. They do great in our southern climate. And there are some gorgeous colors. And clearly they're already starting to bloom. So let's see. Oh, here's a red. So it's the Sunstar series from Proven Winners. Red has those boys. Noisy little things. I don't know if you can see right here. Hopefully, again, that's clear. So this is red. So she has a bud on her. My goodness. Whatever this is, it is nice and full. Oh, I bet it's the Gaillardia. It looks like Gaillardia. Let's see if I'm right. I am. Heated up scarlet red. So you can tell how nice and vigorous and thick and gorgeous that is. It's going to be a gorgeous one. So the Gaillardias have a nice, they're drought tolerant. I know for us that Gaillardia you'll find, it's also called like a blanket flower. You'll find them at the beach growing wild on the dunes. So clearly it is very heat, drought tolerant, salt tolerant, I believe. Not quite sure about deer. We'll have to look that up. But the red is big, huge, fat blooms on it. So there's a red and then there is a yellow. They are stunning. Let's see. This might be yellow. Maybe. Can't tell. Yes, it is. Ding, 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 ding. Jenny wins a prize. This looks like it might be Cleome. Nope, it's not Cleome. It's the Lobellaria alyssum, which is a great trailer. Beautiful white blooms, has a really nice little sweet smell to it. This is White Knight. So if you look at White Knight, I'm going to hold it up really close for you. You might be able to see there are some little tiny buds in there. So there's a whole series of these. Ooh. Had one falling out. Got to find her hole. His hole, excuse me. This is a Knight. So these are great as fillers, spillers, in big containers, in, I cannot find this hole, in hanging baskets. They do really, really well. I don't think this belongs in this tray. I think somebody might have lost one because all of my holes are full, but it is definitely the same plant. So I guess that means we get an extra one. But with your alyssums, a key that I found last year growing them personally is that they do not like to be dried out. You definitely want to keep consistent water on them. If they get dried out, it just takes a little while for them to bounce back. Good thing is though that you can trim them really well. Like they respond well to being pruned. This is, the new one. This is Euryopsis High Noon. Very much a beautiful yellow daisy-like flower on it. It's brand new. It does great in the heat. So if you have a hot climate, then this is one that you're going to want to do. It's not going to be real tall. It does great in the landscape or in containers. I suppose you could do it, you know, of course, in window boxes and hanging baskets also. This looks like maybe more of the same. Yep, it is. And then we have one more tray. This is the Senorita Blanca. I try to do my best impersonation. Not very good. I did take Spanish in high school. That's about all I know. So, Senorita Blanca. Senorita is Miss, and then Blanca, white. So, Miss White. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you will. But look at this. Look at that beautiful white flower on there. I love cleomes and I love Proven Winners cleomes because they bring you height to the garden, but also traditionally, because my mama would grow cleomes and they would seed everywhere. So they could be a nuisance in the garden. But Proven Winners has bred that out of them so they're sterile, so they're not going to reseed, and they don't have thorns. So traditional cleomes will have little thorns. These don't, and they don't have a smell. They're just a high performer, great plant. And then there's Senorita Blanca, and then there's Senorita Rosalita. I'm not sure. I think we get a Rosalita today. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Here's one of our beloveds. It's one of our favorite ones. It's one of the most popular plants that we sell here with Proven Winners. It's Lemon Coral Sedum. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Fantastic. I tend to assign names to these sweet things. Lemon coral is great. You can do, it's a ground cover. It's just very versatile. We use it all the time. Containers, it has that great kind of trailing, mounding effect to it. It's beautiful, indestructible, great plant. This is our first verbena of this season. This is Royal Romance. It is a beautiful, deep red verbena. Obviously right now it's just a beautiful dark green. But can you see the roots on this guy? How they're coming out? So verbenas are very vigorous, fantastic growers, very nice and hardy and tough. Look at that root system on that. This is the difference in a Proven Winners plant for us as a grower. When we get these plants, they are healthy, they've got gorgeous roots. That's why we love them. So another verbena. This is sparkling amethyst. So just looking at the foliage, you can't really tell any different. It's still nice and lush, dark green. Sparkling amethyst though is such a gorgeous verbena because it is almost like a tricolor. really probably a bicolor because it's white and purple, but just the coloration on the blooms is absolutely exquisite and big. All of Proven Winners Vermitas have nice, big, huge, fat blooms on them. That lots of little tiny blooms make up big clusters. They're gorgeous, but this sparkling amethyst, when it is blooming, it flies off the shelf. People love this plant, and for very good reason. If you're not familiar with the mini Vista series of Supertunias from Proven Winners, then let me introduce you. So this is the mini Vista white. Let's see if you can see that sweet little bloom right there. It's just a great pure white bloom. There's a whole series of the mini vistas, and the idea of the mini vistas is that they still have the massive flower power, gorgeous color as the Vista series, which is that really vigorous petunia, but they're not going to be as aggressive in their spreading habit. They're going to be more naturally a tight habit. Yes, they will spread, but and don't quote me on these specs here, but let's say Vista bubblegum will go 3 feet in her spread, whereas a mini Vista maybe only goes 18 inches. So really nice, tight, natural habit. Of course, you don't have to deadhead, you don't have to pinch, any of that. So if you have a container or a space like along the side of sidewalk that you don't want the petunias to go really spread big time, then the mini Vista series is a great one. Or if you're doing a container on like a tabletop or the patio, like I'm gonna do some, you know, in the urns, I don't want them to go crazy and be trailing down the whole side of the columns. So I'm gonna use my mini Vistas there, whereas in the landscape where I want it just to cover everything, that's where I use my regular Vistas. But this white is just, oh, she's a beaut. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 8 times 9, 72, 8 times 8, 64, 66. All right, friends, so I've got all the plants unboxed. It was 9 boxes. The 9th box was not all the way full. It only had 2 trays in it. There are 8 trays in a box. So if I did that correctly, 8 boxes were full, so that's 64, plus the 2, so that's 66. And there was, I think all of these were 52 count trays. Wrong. There were some 100 count trays, like the Pentas, the Cleome, those were 100 count trays. So you do the math. Jenny can't do the math in her head right now. But needless to say, that's a lot of plants. So for those of you that are worried, especially like our local people who are afraid we're going to sell out of plants, I think we're good. We got lots of plants. Although, you know, the online sales have been doing great. I worry. It's like, you know, when you have somebody, like you're having a party and you have people over for dinner, and like my fear is like you run out of food, that there's not enough food, so I always go overboard. Kind of the same way with plants. I'm afraid I'm not going to have enough for everybody, so we just keep ordering plants. If you can see in the greenhouse, we are getting very close to having this completely full. We've got all the baskets are double hung, so no more baskets are going in here. The 4-inch material is covering the floor. We're kind of working our way this way, so pretty soon this trailer is going to come out of here, I would say within the next day, and so we'll have all this floor will be completely filled. So then we'll have to go on, I guess, next door to greenhouse 1 and possibly maybe moving some of the more established petunias outside, because looking at our temperatures, we're not going to have a lot of really cold nights. So anyway, now space is becoming an issue, but we've got lots of gorgeous plants. Now stay tuned, because we're going to jump ahead till tomorrow when Pleasant View comes, and we're going to get a whole nother slew of Proven Winners annuals. In this order, obviously there was a ton of petunias and super bells. Tomorrow we've got coleuses coming along with salvia and a bunch of other stuff. So stay tuned. Okay friends, it is almost exactly 24 hours ago since we were last here. You can see I have a nice big box from Pleasant View Gardens in New Hampshire. So when we order from 4-Star, they come in individual boxes. From FedEx, when we order from Pleasant View, we like having them, and this is called a freight box. So of course we have to have the tractor trailer delivery and all that, but they just get here so nice. We don't have to worry about the shippers, you know, juggling our boxes. So when it's a freight box, they all come nice and happy, and it's this huge box, and I think you'll see that it goes faster than what we did yesterday, having to open up the individual boxes. So of course there's the nice insulation from the styrofoam, all of our information, packing slip, all of that is there. And then it is a 3x2, and they're just happy little plants. So what I'm going to do is just pull them out. They forgot one. No, I'm just teasing. Obviously we didn't have quite filled up the whole. Now we're talking. You remember this sweet thing from yesterday? Look at that. I mean, don't you want this in your garden? I know I want that in my garden. It's just so pretty. That lemon coral sedum, gotta love it. I mean, like massive pop of color. So we're just gonna go through here and find everybody. Here are all of the tags. So I like that, instead of having to kind of hunt for them. So remember, you will know that you have a Proven Winners annual, plant, shrub, perennial when it has a tag. The shrubs, perennials, certain annuals have to have a Proven Winners tag. No, pot. See, I'm gonna get it right. You just gotta give me a second. So all the shrubs, all the perennials, certain annuals have to be in a Proven Winners pot. Everybody has to have a Proven Winners tag. So I'll get it right here in a second. So if you're buying a Proven Winners plant and they don't have a tag, then be careful. Guess what this is? Okay. Do you know what this is?
I do know.
Can you tell?
I can.
It's one of my most favorite plants. It's one of your most favorite plants. This is, I don't even have to look at the tag. I can't talk to you right now.
She hung up on me. I know what it is. It's so incredible.
This is one of my most favorite plants, your favorite plants. Don't even have to look at the tag. This is the Suncredible Sunflower.
I knew it.
It is the reblooming sunflower from Proven Winners. Amazing plant. Gorgeous. If you're going to put it in a pot, it needs to be a really big pot. It does fabulous in the ground. Massive presence, and just blooms and blooms and blooms and blooms. It is amazing. They make great cut flowers. Of course, your pollinators love them. We got some more Suncredibles. And then also, I can tell right here, because of this vine, this is another great plant. This is, again, a vine. This is the Black-Eyed Susan vine. So, again, not much to look at right now, but you can probably tell that it is a viney plant. This one is the Lemon Appeal. Lemon is, of course, that great yellow color. There are a couple of those Black-Eyed Susan vines. There's the Lemon Appeal. Then there, oh, I lost one. So I know this is that Black-Eyed Susan vine because I can just tell. So I will put her back in here. Then we have some pentas right here. I've got one out of her. She's not in her hole, so we need to get her back in here. So we got, this is, oh, the rose. So remember yesterday we had a rose? There we go. Get her tucked back in there. Yesterday we had some roses that were blooming and they were gorgeous. So this is some more rose pentas. Some salvias. The Rockin' Deep Purple. So there's a whole series, you know, from Proven Winners of the Salvia series, the Rockin' series. This is the Rockin' Deep Purple. It's like the classic, fantastic one. If you were looking to bring pollinators, hummingbirds to your garden, then you cannot go with any of the salvias, especially the Rockin' Deep Purple. Gorgeous, deep purple blooms. Christine last year put a camera on her purple salvia and stalked it and got the most amazing shots of hummingbirds coming to her salvias. These are great. Full sun. They're not technically supposed to be a perennial for us, but I have found when we have mild winters that they are. So get some of the Rockin' salvias. Well, this is a sweet little thing. Blushing Princess. That's sweet alyssum. Yesterday we got White Knight. Today we're getting our princesses. More pentas. These are red. Some gorgeous red pentas. So I'm just going to keep pulling these out, and then when I come across some really fun things, I'll make sure and show you. Look at that. Golden Dreams. This is one of my all-time favorite coleuses. Look at that. This is Golden Dreams. An absolutely, positively exquisite, gorgeous coleus. Golden Dreams does fantastic, like with all the other coleus. It's a Color Blaze series with Proven Winners. Sun or shade, it gets nice and tall. If you are not putting coleus in your landscape, then you need to do that this year. You will love it. Whether you want a bright lime green, orange, red, burgundy, purple, you basically name the color and I can give you a coleus. It is the most fantastic thing to put in your landscape. Love coleus. Golden Dreams is one of my absolute favorites. This is the other Black-Eyed Susan vine. So this is Tangerine Slice. So it's an orange bicolor. It's gorgeous. If you look at this, can you see that right there? Look how they're already twisting together in the tray. So if you have something that you want covered, anything, whether it's a trellis, an arbor, an obelisk, a fence, a chain link fence, a mailbox, it doesn't matter. This thing will climb anything. So the Black-Eyed Susan vines are great. They are annuals. Traditionally, Black-Eyed Susan vines will drop seeds, and they, in my opinion, where we live, can be slightly invasive because they will do hundreds of seeds and you will be having plants for like years and years coming up with these. Now, but not Proven Winners, because Proven Winners takes all those pesky parts and breeds it out. So these are sterile, so you don't have to worry about having 10,000 babies coming up for the next 10 years in your yard when you plant these. See what I mean about coleus? Look at this. This is lime thyme. Lime thyme is just an absolute pure, solid lime coleus. I don't know what to tell you. You need this in your life. It's gorgeous. We do have lots of coleus in here in this order. So a lime thyme got left. So those ones on the corners, they'll get pinched and then they get stuck. So let's see. Haha. Speaking of coleus, wicked hot. No, ridiculous. Ridiculous. So again, if you need some red in your garden, here you have ridiculous. It has a little bit of green in it. I do love all of their coleus because sun or shade, large container or landscape, once established, they're pretty drought tolerant. I had some last year at the mailbox at the sign when you come in. More tags. And there's no irrigation on that, and I had mass waves of Wicked Witch and the lime thyme together. no irrigation. I had to water it when it, we first planted it to get it established, and then it did amazing. So, but it also does not receive full hot sun. So just know that. Oh, so this is the fuchsia, the Rockin' Fuchsia Salvia. Hot pink blooms. Again, massive hummingbird magnet. And here we have the blue suede shoes. So this was new last year, so that other Rockin' Salvia series. Blue suede shoes is what I had in the wheelbarrow at the nursery. People were going nuts over it. The hummingbirds were going nuts over it, as were the pollinators. I'm telling you, that whole Salvia series is amazing. So here, we've got some skinny boxes. Let's see what's going on in this. Ah, Sharon. Supertunia Sharon. Supertunia Sharon is a double petunia. So it's a double bloom, pink and white, beautiful. I had it in the water trough by the barn last year. And obviously we only got a little bit of that because that's a small tray. Hopefully there's more coming somewhere else. Verbena. Verbena, this is whiteout. So it's a great, remember yesterday we were talking about the Royal Romance and the sparkling amethyst. So whiteout does exactly what it says. It is pure, massive white. Gorgeous. More lemon coral. Yes, please. More verbena. More whiteout. Thank you much. All right. I tell you, it's like Christmas morning. Here's one of my beloveds. So, I was telling you about last year at the sign bed. So I had the Wicked Witch coleus planted with the lime thyme. Let me show you why I did that. Can you see those two together? Isn't that gorgeous? So I had them mixed together. Like I had a row of Wicked Witch, then behind that was, I think, a row of lime thyme, and I alternated them. So they just pulled off of each other because I didn't want the Wicked Witch, because it is kind of a shady area, and I didn't want the Wicked Witch to kind of disappear and in the darkness. So I wanted the brightness of the lime thyme to play off of each other. Just gorgeous. So Wicked Witch has a sibling, Wicked Hot. Wicked Hot is a little bit more of an orange color, and you will notice, depending on where you plant your coleus, whether it is in the sun or the shade or a mix, the same plant will have different coloring. So I always have a container just of a coleus, which you call a monoculture container. So maybe I have 2 or 3 plants in that one container, but they're all the same plant. So it's a one culture plant, one plant in there. So 2 years ago I had one of these in complete shade, and it was a lot more of a kind of this color, like an orangey rust color, and I had the same Wicked Hot in the full sun, and it was more of a red. So depending on what your sun conditions are, you will get a color difference in your plant. Apple Brandy. Apple Brandy is another classic coleus. Woo, got a little perennials going on in here. Wild Rose. So let me show you Apple Brandy. Apple Brandy is a gorgeous red and green, just great. And then the Wild Rose Euchera. So this is a perennial. So we will pot those up accordingly. Gorgeous color. Stick him back here so that way it doesn't get confused when they're potting them up. So, oops, there's one more down there. This is another, Sedona Sunset. So Sedona Sunset, again, is another one of those coleuses that depending on where you plant it, it will really change colors. So in the shade, it's more of that orange, and in the sun, it's the red. So just like the Sedona Sunsets, you have gorgeous color on this. Also think about like some fall arrangements and things that will travel over to the fall. So Sedona Sunset, Wicked Hot definitely does. Velveteen, yes. So I told you that coleuses come in all colors. So here you have Velveteen. It's a beautiful green and pink. We're almost to the bottom here. More pentas. Pink. So remember yesterday when I was telling you about we had Señorita Blanca? So here we go, we have Señorita Rosalita. And that is that sweet pink bloom on there. Great Cleome. Love their Cleome. I like using that Cleome because it brings height to your garden. It does great in the landscape. It does great in containers too. More pentas. We Southerners love our pentas. That's lavender, which is going to be a beautiful, I lost a plant. Don't come back here. I'm telling you, those ones on the corners, man, yep, corner plant right there. So this sweet plant has a running joke here at Creekside. So let me show it to you. Can you see it? See how kind of like fun and funky this thing is? Well, we got this last year by mistake. We were actually trying to order one plant, but the plant that we were trying to order, its name was extremely close to this plant. So when the person was keying it into the computer that that's what we wanted, she accidentally put this plant in. Didn't happen one time, it happened 2 times. So we had 2 trays of this. This is the chenille plant. This is, chenille firetail. And so it'll do these like finger long, red, fuzzy blooms on it. This is great for a trailer and a hanging basket, a window box, a container, sun. Such a fun, unique plant. However, last year we had our sweet Mary Claire was working with us. Mary Claire's in her early 20s. And so she was like, that is the strangest plant. It reminds me of spicy Cheetos. So this has now been affectionately dubbed the spicy Cheeto plant. So Mary Claire, we intentionally ordered some spicy Cheetos just for you. And I will say too, she's also a big Disney fan. So she went to Disney and guess what was in their containers? Yep. So she started singing a different tune when Disney was doing it. But I think that is it. The pentas were the last ones. This is it. So of course, now we have got a lot of work ahead of us. We have got to do some great potting up into the Proven Winners pots. It will not be long at all before this greenhouse is full. I'm going to grab those pentas because the wind is blowing and it about knocked them off, and that's a lot of sweet flowers right here that was going to get knocked off. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but it's all worth it because in just a couple of weeks before we know it, these are going to be full and gorgeous and ready to go outside and come home with you. As always, thank you so much for gardening with Creekside. We'll see you next time. Bye, friends.